Good Monday morning, Ospreys. It's a cold one. Ryan Hennessy here alongside Alex Gatlin and Coach Matthew Driscoll.
Hot cup of coffee, ready to go.
Center
I got
court
you right there.
with
Cheers.
Matthew Driscoll. We got the logos up now, so we're getting even more legit.
Woo!
So, but big weekend in sports. Obviously, wild card weekend, JU game. Coach, congratulations. Big one, big game. Great crowd.
Yeah,
Great crowd.
5,800 students were phenomenal.
I can't believe I got in the lower bowl on that one. I mean, I showed up
Gotta
early.
get there early.
I showed up early.
You got there early. I tell you, the tailgating was awesome. I mean,
yeah.
It was really locked and loaded, and it was interesting as we walked in to just you could kind of feel the atmosphere with about maybe a buck, maybe $1.10 before the game, and you could just feel it growing and growing and growing and growing. So it's really a cool thing what's happened over there and kind of how the whole thing is really come to fruition with what we thought it possibly could be, but. It's all been, like the article said in the paper. Did you guys see the article in the paper?
I have not yet, no.
There was an article in the Times-Union on Friday about the students and how much it's important and how it's been cultivated and how the students have done such a great job making this a place where the community wants to bring their family and wants to come to the games because it's a college atmosphere.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's really, really cool. And, you know, when you have a playoff weekend like they had in the NFL, how about never before in history? Have 4 road teams won before. Like, never in history. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. I know that there was a lot of games going on this weekend, but the biggest one for you guys was obviously this JU game. You got a lot of good things that happened, and you got a lot of guys off the bench, especially Bebe Daniels and Aaron Bodiger came in and gave some great minutes. Tell us
I know
about
Aaron's
that.
your boy.
Yep. Had to talk about him.
Well, no, but what's interesting about Aaron is when we opened up at Stetson on Wednesday, we were 1 for 14 from 3 in the first half, which is
There was a slow start, but you guys came back and rebounded.
But he was 3 for 4. So he himself actually kept us in the game, got us a lead, and was able to kind of get us going. And then Bo and Trent go 6 for 9 in the second half.
He was playing one of his former teammates, Luke Doyle, so he
Yeah,
couldn't lose. He couldn't
and
lose
Luke
that
was coming in pretty hot,
I'm
too.
sure he was.
He shoot that thing. But then when you go into JU and you say to yourself, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to scheme? Are they going to go box and 1, triangle and 2? Are they going to mix it up, mud it up? We like to call it mucking it up. And what they decided to do is not guard certain guys. So they tried to take the ball out of Dallas's hands and see who else could do things. And obviously when you have as many weapons as we have, guys can really end up making plays like Aaron Bodiger. Bebe Daniels was awesome. First career double-double, back-to-back 20-pluses. But Nick Malunga.
He's been playing really well in that starting lineup now.
And since Christmas, he's even played better because he's gotten a little bit more taste of reality of what it's really like right now as a sophomore, what your role is. These other guys have been here. You're the kind of the new guy on the block, figured out. But what people don't know is statistically in the preseason, through our practices, anything competitive, we statistic. Because if it's not competitive, you can't statistic it.
Yeah.
Well, what we did was we took their statistics and we said, okay, who's the shooters, who's the this, who's the that? He was better than Aaron Bodiger and Trent Mackey.
Wow.
So if you leave him alone, he can knock them down. People just don't know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw they were giving him some open threes, and I was like, shoot the ball. Because they were giving it to him because they didn't know about if he could. And he was shooting the ball well. Someone that really impressed me, and the numbers, Davenport. I mean, Chris Davenport has stepped up in this role. With Romello going down, I think he's really stepped up. Obviously, at the end of that half, that dunk was
great.
That really changed the pace.
Dallas's 3 would have been lovely, but we always tell our guys to assume a miss.
Exactly.
And I think, Ryan, you bring up a great point because Chris usually, he's like the I don't know whether you call him, like when we were growing up, we always called him the stepchild, the guy that no one ever talks about, no one ever wants to be around. He's kind of that guy. Dallas and Bo and Chris should have been on the all-freshman team with Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a little chip there. Then he should have been all league, and then he's got a little chip there. And so it's amazing what he can do. He almost had a first ever triple-double against Stetson.
Yeah.
Which would have been cool.
Well, if he keeps playing this way, he's going to be a first-team all-conference.
You would think so.
You would think so.
But
I
sometimes there's haters out there.
Yeah, it happens. But I can say with that play especially, that was a huge morale booster for the team. I was actually working ESPN3, and we got a great little footage of him screaming into the camera right after that. So that one was fun.
And it lifted us, obviously, above double digits. And then the night before, when he beat Nico on NBA 2K Live out there during the pep rally, he had to come back to do that. Yeah, in the fourth quarter. So Chris, he's a great kid, and you're right, Ryan. He's special. Back-to-back double-doubles.
Yeah, and the one thing that I saw was, he's a big guy, 6'8", playing all different types of positions. He can play the 3, 4, 5. The guy can play. But the thing that I saw was 2 for 2 from 3. But he's not shooting it. He's very conservative. He's a team player, and that's something that I really saw was interesting. I mean, you got a 6'8" guy that can play the 5, and he's shooting the 3 like that. I'd have him shoot more, but he's more of a team player. Dallas Moore as well, 7 for 7 from 3 free throws. That impressed me, hitting his free throws. I mean, these players are playing together now, and I think that's really interesting.
Well, you guys are all over it there. It's pretty impressive, all the homework that you've done, because what is interesting is you actually said something that really makes sense that a lot of people don't understand. If you are a good three-point shooter, then you should take good three-point shots, and that's what Chris does. He was 3 for 5 the other night against Stetson's. He was 2 for 2 this night. He's not a volume guy. He's more of a pick-and-choose guy, and because he can deck it and floor it, like you said, and once he goes downhill, he gets get those assists and find guys for open threes too. So he's definitely he loves Draymond Green.
I like that. I like that comparison.
But
team player.
Yeah, and Draymond can make the 3 when he has to, can get to the cup when he has to.
But he's got some other shooters on his team, just like you guys do.
Well, hey, the more weapons you have, the better you're going to be as a player.
Exactly.
Now, one of the weapons that I saw, I don't know if he just didn't get off to a good start, but he had a good game defensively, was Bo Beach, and we haven't talked about him yet. Tell us a little bit about that and what went on with him.
Well, Bo didn't shoot it well against Stetson, but he had great rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. But the problem with Bo on Saturday night, he's got in foul trouble.
Yeah.
And, he only played 20 minutes, but still 2 for 4 from 3. He really can guard and rebound the ball because he's 6'9", and like you said, he can stretch it and play a different position. But the thing is, we've got to keep him out of foul trouble because when it does come down to games that are certain games, you want to have your best players on the floor as much as you can. And we can't have him foul. Bebe got in foul trouble too.
Yeah.
So we fouls.
Those are 2 big bodies to get get out of the game.
But the one thing we've done, Jeff Van Gundy talked about it 2 years ago, the dilemma. When you get your second foul, do you put a guy on the bench and do you sit them? Or do you roll the dice and do you play them? We roll the dice.
Yeah.
And we want to put guys back out there instead of letting them sit through that. And that hurts people. We've had people against us this year, their best player or one of their key players gets 2 and they sit him for 8-10 minutes. And that helps us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
it's interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of that the line you toe, whether or not that player, have him in there. Maybe they'll get that third foul, maybe they won't, and that risk for the second half as well.
Well, Bo Beach got his 4th minute and a half into so it's risk versus reward.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. But Trent Mackey also, he had a good milestone for himself joining the 1,000-point club. Tell us a little bit about that.
Another one of them.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Seems like we give out a ball every game.
Yeah.
Before the game, before we jump. Baby, what's funny is Bebe was making fun of us saying, Coach, are we giving out a ball like every game now? And what's crazy is he got the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, so you not want to do one tonight now that you got career blocks? But, with Trent is, everybody wants him to make threes and shoot threes. And he does. But 5 assists, 1 turnover.
Yeah.
Can really do he's a great defender. He actually did a great job on Babineau. And stop Babineau from getting downhill and doing what he wanted to do at times. He took 29 shots to get 30.
Yeah.
To get
Played
30
40 minutes.
Yeah, but took 29 shots to get 30 points. So that's a win for us.
Oh, yeah.
And so one thing about Trent is his threes are going to fall. He just had one of those nights.
One of the things you said about Babineau, you actually held him to not having a three-pointer the entire game. He had to go inside the entire game. So that was good from the perimeter. Yeah.
We did a good job, except for Dawkins, who's led the country coming in.
Yeah.
He's a good shooter, but he got in foul trouble too.
The fouls hurt you. But it was a good win. I was really happy to see that. I mean, especially after the second half, really turn the wheels around, and you guys really got ahead. We're going to take a quick break. UNF 83-68 JU. River City Rumble. It's us. It's coming. We're going to go to JU now after that, so we're going to get a nice
But not till the end of the year. It's the last game.
Yeah.
I'm excited, though.
Isn't that a great way to end the season right there?
Well, it's interesting. You play like January 9th. You don't play again until February 20-something. I mean,
Got to think about the entire season.
It would be a completely different team.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. We'll be there. We'll be right back, taking a quick break here. Center Court with Matthew Driscoll.
You're watching Spinnaker Television.
We're back here, Center Court with Matthew Driscoll, and big, obviously, college football, something which I love having you on the show, Coach, because you know more than just basketball, obviously.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get into your
We
Steelers.
can go General Hospital. We can go Blacklist. We can go a lot of different directions.
We can talk about Netflix, anything you want. But college football, I didn't go to this game, but I know Alex did. Big Georgia fan. Georgia, Penn State barely won it, 24-17, Penn State.
It was actually a very interesting game because Georgia got out to a really hot start, going up 17-3 in the first half. And then the second half, they just slowed down, and Christian Hackenberg actually went down right before the half, Penn State star quarterback. And their replacement, Trace McSorley. Never heard of him. I like it, though. He came in, had a pretty good game for himself off the bench. But, yeah, Georgia played pretty well. They had to knock down a Hail Mary just to win that one.
Yeah. Obviously, Hackenberg going down, but I remember last year during this time, he was projected to be one of the number 1 picks in the draft. Kind of slipped. And that's what you talk about, Coach, about college players staying that senior year. I mean, it's a bold move. You see Mariota did it. It was kind of same with Luck. I mean, staying, but is it the right move? And that's the thing. You know, do you go with your career and head in the NFL? He chose not to do that. He's now the 5th quarterback, I believe, in the draft now. So it's tough, but, I mean, didn't look that good. 8 for 14, went down with an injury, 139 yards and an interception. When you have a backup come in and put up better numbers and almost beat a big team like Georgia, that's tough to see. But what did you see out of Georgia? I mean, you guys got some players coming back. You said a quarterback change next year. What do you see?
Before you get to that, go back to what you said about the injury coming back and what it's good to do or not do it. Todd Gurley comes to mind. Here's a guy that should he come back? Shouldn't I come back? I had all the problems with the autographs and yada, yada, yada. And he comes back, and then he gets hurt, and then he comes back from getting hurt, and he didn't know whether he wanted to come back or not. And then he tears his ACL, and then he's like going to be the rookie of the year in the offense in the NFL.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So the talent is talent.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can get hurt. Number one, you can get hurt crossing the road. You can get hurt Fowler.
You can get hurt sitting here.
No, Fowler.
Yeah.
And you get hurt on the first day of practice in
Yeah.
minicamp and tear your ACL and never play.
Yeah.
You know, you say, well, coach, he was getting paid. Well, that's great. But it's one of those things where you got to make sure that you understand who you are, what you are, where you're at, where you are in the draft, you know, what's all going on. So, and coming back to college isn't the end of the world. Because, you know, it's that next level's it's a business. It's a business. It's a business for us too, but it's a business there too. Anyways, go back to what you were saying.
No, actually talking about coming back to college, one guy that I know that isn't probably going to come back next year is Derrick Henry, Alabama running back. Big game tonight.
Nor should he.
Alex and I have class until 9. We're begging it gets out early. Hopefully it's syllabus week still, the Monday night.
Please let us out early.
Syllabus week.
So hopefully that, because
I've never heard it called that before.
You ever heard that
before?
They just go over the syllabus. But Bama Clemson national championship game tonight. I'm excited as ever. Who wins and why? I want to start with you, Coach.
Well, I think Alabama wins. And the reason is I just think they have too much size. I think they have too much strength. I think it's going to come down to the trenches where the games are usually won and lost at this level. I don't think there's any trickery. I don't think there's anything you can really do that's different or special. However, for Clemson to win, I think Watson's got to throw it.
Not run it?
No.
I don't think he can run it like he did against
I think he has to throw it.
Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma, he ran all over them. And I was like, you know, it was interesting. I agree with you. I think Alabama, more experienced. Obviously, the players aren't as experienced as, like, let's say, when they won it a couple of years ago. But, Alex, who do you have winning this game?
Well, some people call it SEC biased. I call it being smart. I think Alabama's going to take this one. You know, I love what Clemson's done. Dabo Swinney's a great coach. What he's done at Clemson.
Where did he play?
He played at Alabama, actually, yeah. So this is interesting for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you talk about respect. I mean, he talked about, you know, he said something I saw in the news yesterday. He said, you know, they're the best team in the country. And as a coach, he told his team that. Do you tell your team that for respect level? Because he's like, this is the best team that's, you know, always, every year they've always been back, which is true. But do you tell your team that going into a national championship game? I mean, this team's got the number 1, Clemson, next to their name. I think you should hype them up.
I think what happens, I thought Bebe said it best. He said the one thing you always have to do is you got to respect your opponent.
Yeah.
And there's a level of respect wherever you want it to go to. And if you walk into any game thinking that you can't win the game, then you're really fooling yourself and fooling your guys. And I think, you know, whatever you say in public, he might say, guys, this is what I'm going to say in public, but this ain't what I really mean. But you know, 85% of sarcasm is true. So deep down inside, the one thing I thought he did say, and we feel about our team too, is there's a standard. Belmont was the kind of the standard that we had envisioned our program becoming and leading up to and getting to that point, which, you know, there are some people have made some comparisons. Even one of the assistants from our team we played recently, who was in the league with us and Belmont, made a comparison. And I think being the standard, I think Alabama is the standard that everybody's trying to get to. Just like the New England Patriots, as much as everybody wants to, well, Seattle might be the 3 straight.
Yeah.
New England's still the one that everybody's trying to get to. And by the way, Seattle.
Oh, we're going to get there.
We'll get there in a
sorry.
second.
But
We'll
no,
get
you're
there in
good.
a second.
I just have a quick question for you guys.
Well, who
Derek-
did you pick?
Oh,
Bama?
Bama.
Oh, it's Bama.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going Bama.
So we're all going
Here's
Bama.
the question, though. Derrick Henry, over 200 yards tonight.
Yeah, plus or minus is like 185, I think.
Yeah, I
think I heard that somewhere.
The guy's going to get at least 30 carries tonight. Absolutely.
At
I think.
least?
At least. I mean, this is going to
How
be
many
a
did
run.
you say? How much?
30 carries?
Yeah, and I don't know how much Lawson's knee. Dabo Swinney's quote yesterday, he looked great in practice,
Yeah.
and Lawson's quote was, "It still hurts, and it's still this, and it's still that."
Yeah.
So you got to wonder.
He's been kind of flipping back
Yeah,
and
it's probably
forth.
somewhere
Yeah.
in between. The truth always lies somewhere in between. But I would say 200. I'm going to say over. I'm going to go with you.
Over?
Did you say over too?
I said over.
I say I'm with you.
I said
I'm
200.
actually going to go with under. I think the guy who's really going to show up for them has to be, what's the quarterback?
Coker.
Coker. I think Jacob Coker is going to have to come
What
in.
a great story.
Oh,
Yeah.
Almost
Oh,
beat
yeah.
out Jameis Winston at FSU. Transfers, doesn't start him last year. Blake Sims took the starting role. Stays for his senior year. Doesn't transfer again. Sticks it through. I don't know if NFL is in his future, but I mean, if he wins
You
a
know who
ring,
he played behind in high school?
no.
A.J. McCarron.
Did he
Really?
Really?
Well, thank you, because that's a great transition into a game I think we need to talk about. I think you want to talk about this guy. A.J. McCarron, Bengals, Steelers. Your Steelers won, but barely, and with a little help from a guy named Jones and a guy named
Pac-Man!
Good old Vontaze Burfitt,
Well,
too.
the thing is, and they asked me this question last night, is there's got to be some team leadership on the field to know that's a volatile situation, and some guys handle those well and don't. And obviously, he's one of those guys that's an excitable guy. Everybody's got to be able to go on there to do the next right thing, because it was going to be a much difficult field goal
Absolutely.
from there than it is 15 yards closer. So I think the guys have some ownership. What I love about it is Ben Roethlisberger tapping Landry Jones on the shoulder and said, "Hey, bro, you ain't going back out for this one. I don't care what's going on my shoulder. We're winning this game."
Yeah.
And the whole team got infused by that. It's like going to get a great waffle that
Oh,
you
yeah.
can infuse with Oreos, cookies and cream, and all kinds of stuff. It was like getting infused by that. I mean, when Ben Roethlisberger, because he plays hurt so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal Pittsburgh. Like, he is so Pittsburgh. Like, it's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
why they love him.
No, absolutely. I mean, the guy came back, and it was 22 seconds, no timeouts, and he
Yeah.
had 2 careless penalties. And does that revolve around the coach? Is that the coaching staff? You don't think so at all? Because there's some question. You know how the media says it. Should Marvin Lewis get fired after this game? They were saying should Brissett, should he be banned from the NFL? I mean, he's had his run-ins with the NFL. Great linebacker, but that hit on Antonio Brown was just uncalled for.
Exactly.
And it's just like, what are you
And
doing?
you know the rules. You know what, I mean, it's just uncalled for, and you shouldn't do it. Like, what can the coach do? The coach can only do so much.
Yeah, and then Pac-Man pushing the assistant coach or getting
Joey
involved.
Porter, actually.
Yeah, so I mean,
By the way, who was a great player.
Oh, yeah, it was.
You forgot to go backwards and say the 4th down conversion by Roethlisberger was huge, or it never would have got to that.
no, that is
Was
true.
that was the one
Little dump
he
off
threw
over the
to
top. I don't know who he threw it to.
Yeah.
Didn't
the
matter.
running back, right?
Yeah, he
It
got
was
out
the
of bounds.
French guy.
Yeah.
You got a French running back.
Not
and
Frenchy
Todman.
Fuqua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great player.
That's what
too.
they're talking
What
about.
he used to put in his shoes? Goldfish. He used to have high-heeled shoes he used to wear out with goldfish in his shoes. Yeah, pretty cool.
Guy knows his Steelers football.
The
Steelers
more you
move
learn
on
on this
8
show.
Yeah. Center court,
Yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
Syllabus included.
Yeah.
Yep.
Syllabus week right here.
Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Another game I want to talk about, Minnesota Seahawks. I mean, Blair Walsh missing that kick. I was at work
Oh, boy.
looking at it, and man, what was that chip shot? Laces in, though. What is that Ace Ventura show?
Yeah.
Laces in.
First of all, he kicked one earlier with the laces in.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Second of all, Indiana should have beat Duke if the guy would have just quarter turned it.
Yep.
Third of all, it's protocol, the standard of a holder. If it's a clean catch, now if it's a bobbled, it's a snap, it's a bounce, then you got to just get it down so you can kick it. But the protocol is quarter turn, kick
Yeah.
it. 27 yards?
27 yards.
It was a chip shot.
That's what the coach
Yeah.
said. It was a chip shot. And the one thing that I see about this game is the Seahawks can win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. I
And
think
same with the
everybody's-
Steelers.
I think
After
everybody's
that
afraid
win,
of those two teams.
Those two teams, and that's why we put these two on our headline, because now that they got away with these 2 wins, I think they could go all the way.
Now-
And I'm not just saying that. I mean, obviously Steelers have been there and Seahawks have been there.
Who do you think is supposed to win it.
With the defense?
No, not those guys. Who do you think's supposed to?
That's what I'm saying. With the defense, Denver.
Okay.
Not because of Peyton, but with that defense is lights out right now. I think that
New England?
New England, it depends how the run game goes. I mean, they just signed Steven Jackson. I want to see how good he does, but they don't have Blunt.
From the Rams?
Yep. And then Atlanta, he was out for a year, but they like those big backs. I mean, they had Blunt.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a revolving door for backs right there, and with wide receivers.
And they're so good at getting those guys.
And you can't count out Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't count out Tom Brady.
No.
But that defense in Denver, the only thing that I'm worried about is the Steelers' defense. Their secondary, the pass rush looks good. The secondary was a little shaky this year. They're young, and that's something that I want to see. But I want to see the veterans like Harrison step up. Hayward is a great defensive player. I just want to see. But Ben Roethlisberger, that offense, they were saying it's the best offense that you guys have had ever. Do you think that that's the best offense ever?
Yeah, because back in the day when we were running the ball with Franco Harrison,
And
Swan and Stallworth were great, and Bradshaw was a great quarterback, but we were never as vertical as they are now. They would make great catches, Stallworth and Swan specifically, and our defense was.
And Franco.
But back then, though, but back then, it wasn't the verticalness wasn't really that. It was really more 3 runs or 2 runs in a pass, 2 runs in a pass. So nowadays, you're passing on first down and doing those kind of things. So I would say they're probably right. We're probably more vertical. And Antonio Brown is a joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, is he good? You think next game?
Yeah,
they said he was good. He's entering into the concussion protocol right now, but they've said he's probably going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
We got a new segment, Alex, if you want to explain it, because I explained it last week. Ballers, dudes, obviously, we do it every day.
Yeah.
We don't have the markers and boards today. I'm sorry, Coach.
That's okay.
But hopefully you have your baller and dude.
I do.
You got him? You ready to go?
We're actually going to do baller and dude of the year right now.
So
we're going 2015?
2015.
Yeah,
Baller and Dude of the
2015.
year. We'll go last with you. You can think about it.
Yeah,
Alex, I want you to go first.
All right.
And then I'll go.
I'll start with my dude. My dude this year is Kirk Cousins.
Baller.
I'm sorry.
Baller.
My baller this
Dudes
year.
are different.
You're right. You got
Maybe
it.
Maybe last night.
Kirk Cousins, man. Your baller must be a bad joker.
No, but my baller is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins started this season as the backup behind RG3, but he's slowly taken over and really become the quarterback, the franchise quarterback in Washington. He's taken them to the playoffs this year, which has not happened since
they're done now, though. But
2011? Yeah. They're out now, but hey.
No,
he had a great season,
right.
and he had the hot hand going into this game, too.
Absolutely.
So, I've got him as my baller.
I think he had a great year. Didn't expect that. You like that, don't you? You like that. They were chanting that
You
last
do
night.
like
You like that. And then the Packers fans were cheering it after. But for my baller, I got to go with Cam Newton. I mean, he's definitely the MVP right now. That team, I mean, they've had some close calls. I'm not saying they're like people are comparing them to the Dolphins, and I'm just like slow down a little bit. But that defense, but Cam Newton leading that team. Definitely not your normal quarterback, not a Brady, not a Manning, the way he acts on the field, off the field kind of thing. He's running across the sidelines, cheering his team up. Reminds me a little bit of Jameis Winston when he was at FSU, kind of cheering the team on, being that guy where Peyton's more just the leader and everyone. But Cam Newton's a different breed, and I think there's going to be more quarterbacks. Obviously not like Cam, but 6'6", 240. I mean, the guy is
He's a specimen.
Definitely a baller. Going to win the MVP in my opinion this year. So
They're a little bit like Carolina. Reminds me a little bit like Clemson in a sense that, though obviously Dabo puts him more on the spotlight than Rivera, but nobody really is talking about him.
Yep.
Nobody really is even talking about them or even picking them, and that's scary just because of him.
But it's going to be interesting playoffs. What about you?
Well, my baller would easily be Steph Curry. You would think is going to be my baller, right? Obviously, he's had a great year last year and a great career and a great human being.
Oh, yeah.
Really has done great things. However, I'm actually going to go in a different direction, and I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth. And not because he came back out yesterday with another dub, but, at age 21 years old, I actually got a chance to be with him. When he came and played in the amateurs when he was 14. I think he just turned 15. And I played in a tournament with him, and I got to spend some time with him. And it's an amazing just to see how much he's really, really grown and matured. And at that age, to have so much on your plate.
To be compared to Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to have all those, and to really, as Tiger has gone away, Rory was supposedly the guy, and he didn't quite get it. Now, not only is he compared to Tiger Woods, but he's like the face of golf now.
Absolutely.
And he's the one that's got it all on his shoulders now to get those ratings up and to get those sponsors to stay and all those kind of great things. So, and also, too, I love his heart. And I love what he stands for, and I love
his story, his
and
sister.
Steph's story is great too, and I love Steph where he came from and where Jordan came from, pitching and putting on his grass in his front yard, and he wasn't a country club kid. So in my opinion, I had two good ones, but I'm gonna go with Jordan Spieth.
30 under last night, finished out. I mean, that guy is definitely.
Do you think we could go under if we played that course?
Maybe in putt.
Under?
Like if we just putt the whole course.
Not the wind.
You mean under like 100? Right?
Yeah.
For my dude, I'm gonna go with obviously the defense of the Bengals. I mean, you had the game. You had the game. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, less than a minute left, limited on timeouts. Good defense too, and you let your head get in the way. You made stupid decisions. If they would have won that game, I don't think Andy Dalton would be in the picture in Cincinnati.
Really? You think of Peyton?
He had a great season, but if A.J. McCarron gets them over that hump against a good Steelers team, obviously no running back for the Steelers, but a good Steelers team, the conversation would be a lot like Brock Osweiler beginning of the year with trying to get the 5-time MVP Peyton Manning out of it.
You know what this would look like a lot, right? This would look like Tom Brady coming in back in 2000, taking over for Drew Bledsoe.
Got hit by who? How did Bledsoe get knocked out? You remember?
Was it Taylor?
I don't remember.
His name was Lewis. He was a linebacker for the Jets. And he got a clean shot on him back in the days when you could hit a quarterback on the way out of bounds. And that's what, by the way, he has two great sons. One's playing at Navy basketball and the other one's going to Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I
That's
actually
good.
spent some time with him in the fall, and he told me the story. That's pretty cool.
That's my dad.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. But what about you? Who's your dude of the year?
So I'm going to go on a little rant here. I'm going to go back to my Georgia.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Going back to your dogs?
I'm going back to my
Oh,
dogs.
man.
Mitch McGary and the Georgia Boosters. I do not understand how you can fire Mark Richt after a 10-3 season and bringing in one of the best recruiting classes we have ever had. It just doesn't make sense. As a coach, what type of pressure do you feel, even when you've had a great season?
A lot. It's always a what have you done for me lately? It's all of the expectations and where you're supposed to be. And when you're going against the West, the way the West is, and you're in the East, it's supposedly a little bit easier. And you should be, quote unquote, in everybody's eyes, dominating it. And Florida came in, McElwain did a great job and got them kind of rolling a little bit. And, Tennessee wasn't bad, obviously. But the pressures are much, much greater than people realize. So I think it's important that everything is magnified, and what he's done for that university and that football team.
15
but you know
years.
what? God bless him.
He's gonna kill it at the U.
Yeah.
My buddy's a
it's great.
big U fan. They're gonna be good.
I think next year an early Heisman dark horse should be Brad Kaya. Getting Mark Richt to come
If
in.
anybody gets the Heisman besides McCaffrey,
What about
I don't
Leonard? What about Leonard Fournette?
if anybody gets the Heisman besides McCaffrey,
Yeah, that
guy's
definitely
a
involved.
joke.
Yeah. What about your dude? Who you got?
my dude is actually on the lines of kind of what you were saying. The guy at UNLV gets let go last night, and it's the middle of the season. And I was there. We were there during all of that Les Miles stuff. We were playing LSU. Ben Simmons, he's a baller. And I just think sometimes administrations need to just pump the brakes a little bit, take a step away, really kind of see the biggest picture, kind of see exactly what's going on and what this person is really doing, not only for his players, but for the university and for the good of the community. And I think they finally realized it because they have a great tradition. They walk down to the stadium, and the security guard told me the story going on to the bus. There were over 40,000 people waiting for Les Miles to walk down that road. I just got goosebumps thinking about it.
Wow.
And they were chanting and they were saying unbelievable things to him as he was walking down there. And it's just incredible to think that he had that much passion for that university. And, and gosh, they were like 9-3.
Yeah.
And I think they had a game they didn't play because of a storm or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could have been 10-3 going into the bowl game.
Just like Georgia.
So I think my dudes would be, sometimes administrations need to make sure they really take a hard look at what what they're doing.
Well, he's still there at LSU.
He is,
so-
but Rick isn't.
Yeah.
Well,
And the thing to say is Richt, he's here as a coach. He's up to the rafters as a man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And obviously Les Miles is the same way.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But
You know, the Nick Saban just got a building named after him. He and his wife just donated a large sum of money for a building on campus for the students.
that's cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
people don't know how good of a guy he is.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
just think he's, rigid and,
Yep.
I probably what a
Doesn't
lot of
smile.
people feel still about me. It's this guy's always
No.
getting on his guys. If you watch him, because all you see him is at the games. And if you only see Nick Saban on TV, every time the camera catches him, he's like this, and he's doing well. It's like they're not out in Phoenix, Arizona, like playing putt-putt and, and enjoying life and laughing and smiling and doing all these kind of things. I mean, them jokers are there to win a championship.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
But I'm sure he has fun, though.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, hopefully his legacy will go on more tonight. I think if he wins it tonight, I mean, that legacy is going to be.
They said
ridiculous.
something about Bear Bryant, like he'll either tie or pass or.
The guy is a legend.
I think because Bear Bryant's got 8.
I don't know, but they were
right?
comparing something to why his would be different.
I think
Yeah.
it might be wins.
I don't know.
yeah. Well,
But
obviously.
in today's day and age, that joker's a beast.
Oh, he's a beast. He's a beast. And we got a big game Thursday night, Saturday as well.
Yeah,
so, Coach,
Lipscomb at 7 and Kennesaw State at 7 on Saturday.
looking forward to it, Coach. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for watching Center Court with Matthew Driscoll. We'll see you Thursday night, UNF Arena. Coach Driscoll, Ryan Hennessy, Alex Gallen, a sad Georgia fan signing out.